degrees in the city, and we're going to reach that 32 without doubt. But how about down south?
Oh, yeah.
Hideous. And playing tennis.
Amazing, isn't it?
Now, what's the natural way of keeping hydrated? Drink water.
Yeah, and keeping those electrolytes up. So one of the things, you can get all those sugary electrolyte drinks in the shops.
Yeah.
Sugar dehydrates your cells. So people think they're doing themselves a favour by buying. If it's full of sugar, it's not rehydrating your body.
The manufacturer is clever because he knows if you drink that high...
Yes. We won't say brands, but basically if it's...
It's going to create greater thirst.
Yeah.
So buy another bottle.
Check out the amount of carbohydrates in them. And if they've got lots of carbs, sugars, then it's not going to be rehydrating your body. The ingredients that they will be having in there that are good for you are the sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. They're our... what they do is help to suck the fluid into the cells and take the toxins out. So that's what you need to rehydrate. So you can get things like, even stuff like Gastrolyte, there are things that you can do. Yeah.
Well, what about the elderly in regards to weather like this? And a lot of them don't have air conditioning, regrettably.
Yes.
A lot of people are forced to move into apartments where they're confined in a small concrete block.
Yeah, but even if they are in air conditioning, that can stop them from getting thirsty, so that can actually make them more dehydrated faster.
Bit deceptive.
So you've got to keep that water up anyway. Every time you have a cup of tea, if you love your tea, drink a cup of water afterwards. You've got to get the water in as well.
So a cup of tea followed by a cup of water.
Yeah, and there are good quality electrolyte supplements that you can get in, say, health food shops and things. There's
Are they the ones in powder form?
Yes, so things like Endura. So, that's a common one that's available in a lot of health food shops. And it's low in, it doesn't have sugar. I think it uses stevia extracts and xylitol to sweeten. So they're natural sweeteners that don't have any side effects.
What about I can remember the old cricket days on television, watching people like Bobby Simpson and so forth, out in the middle of the ground, hot summer's day, which is an Aussie summer, and salt tablets.
Salt tablets? Well, I suppose as long as you drank enough water as well, because, that's exactly what you want to do across the membrane, but if you don't have the water with it, you're going to retain fluid. So don't forget, if you are retaining fluid, so if you're getting those cankles, so where your calf meets your ankles, if you are getting cankles, then you need to drink more water.
You're looking at my legs again. Hey, we're expecting a special visitor this morning, Linda Brennan, who's written a book.
A delicious bunch.
I couldn't think of it. The Brady bunch.
Yeah, so
bunch.
so it's all about exciting you to grow your own flowers and things that you can put in your salads, and so that it's all about eating edible, delicious organic food, which is just,
Yeah, fantastic. It's amazing what you can do out there. Do we eat too much meat?
This is one of my bugbears. I think it depends what you're eating the meat with. So I've had my brother's a GP and I've got good friends who are doctors, and I always end up having this arguments with them, because most of the studies that look at high protein and high fat, they're not healthy studies. So for example, if someone is having protein and lots of veggies and they're counterbalancing the protein with greens and that sort of thing, then I actually don't think that's too wrong. However, the size of the protein they should be having is the size of your hand, so no bigger than that. So, and if your liver is playing up, then the size of your entire meal should be no bigger than 2 fists put together. So the whole size of the meal is a really big thing. So when we are so if you are eating your meat, which is actually filled with protein and it's good for building ligaments, tendons, muscles, connective tissue in your body, then basically you can balance it out with the veggies. The veggies are so important. If you're having a hamburger every night, of course that's not going to good, because it's that carbohydrate. It's the bread. It's the bread meat combination that obviously isn't good for you.
I know probably they all do at the fast food outlets. They fill the bread with sugar.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What do the doctors call sugar? What's the nickname? White death or something?
Oh, well, yeah, because they know it's bad for us. But, and that's one of the taxes that I actually wouldn't have too much of an issue with if they put a sugar tax in there, because sugar makes us acidic. Sugar dehydrates us. Sugar can activate dodgy genes in our body. So when we're starting to look at things like cancer, where we have damaged our DNA in order to create cancer in our body, sugar is one of the things that does it. Who's that guy who wrote all the anti-sugar books about David someone, about 5, 6, 7 years ago? So lots of people go on these sugar-free diets. They feel so much better. It takes time.
Well, I was having a chat not so long ago with Peter Fitzsimons. I love his books, and of course he's lost a lot of weight. He was a big, tough, burly rugby union player, played
Yes.
for Australia. Everyone knows Peter Fitzsimons, the bandana man. And he's lost a lot of weight. Why? Because one, he will not eat anything with sugar.
Yeah, right.
Won't touch alcohol anymore. And there was something else, I can't think what it was. Gee, I've got a good memory, haven't I?
But wouldn't, yes.
And speak about cancers, you raised that before.
Yeah.
I read today that some new blood test they're doing which can identify cancers years before it becomes damaging to the carrier.
Yeah, so it's looking at letting doctors know whether people have a cancer of ovaries, liver, pancreas, esophagus, bowel, lung or breast. So it's going to be very exciting when this becomes...
Well, that pancreatic cancer is frightening.
Oh,
so
and
quick.
people usually don't know until it's fourth stage
late,
cancer,
yeah.
and same with liver and bowel. Bowel's not so bad if people get their regular colonoscopies, because when you're in there and you've got polyps and the doctor just whips them out, that is the easiest cancer prevention for the bowels in the world. You know, so as long as people are doing that every 5 years or so, because it takes about 6 years, I think, for polyps to become cancerous. So therefore, if someone's doing 5-year, and if they know they've had polyps in the past,
they're on top of it.
oh my goodness, yeah, they've just
so
got to
important.
keep that going.
Madonna, look, we'll come back shortly. I think Linda Brennan's arrived, so we'll be having a chat to her all about her new book entitled Not
A
the Rating.
delicious bunch.
right after this here at Bay FM. Yes, coming up right after.